Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay. So this is 10.1, which is about this thing. I mean, that's what 10.1 is about. It's about the little this thing.
So false rooting.
So the first thing I want you to remember or know is this false rooting thing, which is a little bit like false canceling, right? Do not do this. This is not true. Okay?
Don't do that.
Okay? Do not do this. That said, I guarantee you all of you will do this at some point. Okay? So I'm going to yell at you briefly. It's just like the false cancel. Just don't do it. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to harp at you forever about it. But every time you do it, I am going to yell at you a little bit. Cool? Just a little. Just enough to get you not to do it again. I'd use shock collars, but you're not allowed to experiment on people or zap them. Okay, so anyway, false cancels, right? Okay? Don't do this.
Got it.
Okay, good. All right, that said, again, it is a mistake. It will happen. We'll talk about it when it does. Let's see. We need some definitions for these things. So, do you guys see them with little numbers here?
No. I never. What?
Never seen this?
No. My calculator has that.
Your calculator has one of these on it, probably. There's like something like this on your calculator.
Oh, that sub stuff again.
What's this about? So what do we mean by this funny symbol? No. So these shouldn't be too bad. First things first, we should just have a way to say it, right? Okay, so let's get a way to say it, so at least we're not stumbling over that. So what we do is we read the and, right? So we say and then what's the little whoop-de thing?
Square root.
That's a root symbol, right? Or a square root. It's a square root when n is 2. Otherwise, it's a nth root.
A what?
What? Say that again.
What happens when it's saying 2 is what?
So squaring is raising to the second power, right?
Oh,
Okay.
Right? So that's why we call it a square root when it's second root.
Okay.
So otherwise, I'm going to call it an nth root. You guys okay with that? It's just a way to say this symbol. Nth root of x.
Okay. But only if it's not 2.
Yeah, if it's 2, so maybe further. If n is 2, it's a square root. And if n is 3, it's a cube root.
Cube.
The reason for this is actually just to be confusing. Okay, so we made up this notation to confuse you.
Thank you.
It's an nth root except for when n is 2 or 3.
Okay.
When n is 2, it's a square root because we call the second power squaring. When n is 3, we call it cube root because we call the third power cubing.
And do we go higher than that as cubing starts?
So, does life go higher than that? Yes. Are we going to often go higher than that? Probably not. We might do fourth roots occasionally.
Okay, when they start doing that, whatever position we will be in, we'll have a computer to plug it in, right?
No.
No.
Some of them are easy. You guys want to see one?
Yes,
My
please.
knees and
The
please.
super.
Okay, so let's start super easy.
Okay, like it's 5 grams.
Okay,
That's great.
so here's some examples. Can we do this one?
Yeah.
So that's just a regular.
Yeah, this is just a regular square root, right? So I read this square root or second root, right? Of 4. And this is 2. Okay, we know how to do that. All right, let's see. Let's do the, how about cube root of 8? Do I know that? 2. Why is it 2?
Because 2 times 2.
Yeah, really what I'm thinking here, right, is this is because, right, 2 cubed is 8. So this little thing asks a question, right? What's the question that it asks? In other words, can I define this symbol to mean something?
Oh, the x. Is it like the exponent for the number? That would end up being under the square root.
Okay.
I don't think I'm saying that right.
No, you're actually quite close. So the nth root of x is and then there's a confusing word here, principal, okay, which we're going to get a definition for in a second. This is another thing just to confuse you, right? So it's the principal number with number to the n is x. You guys see that? So over here I'm asking, what's the number you cube to get 8?
Yeah.
2. You guys cool with that? Okay, so how about the cube root of 27?
3.
3. Because 3 times 3 times 3, right? This is 3 cubed is 27. You guys see that?
So it's taking the n of a
Yeah, it's taking n of these guys, right?
So based on the answer, you find the other part.
Mm-hmm.
See,
So
this is
how
why
about
it starts simple.
the 4th root of 16?
Oh, shit. I don't know.
You guys are faster at this than you think, right? You ask, okay, what do I multiply by itself 4 times to get 16? Oh, 2 does that, right?
Oh.
That's 2 because 2 to the 4th is 16. Yeah, sometimes these aren't convenient, right? Just like square roots sometimes aren't convenient. Like the square root of 2 isn't a very convenient number. The 3rd root of 7 is also not a very convenient number. You just can't get you can't get a nice number, so what do? Let's try one. Cube root of 7. Let's see. The cube root of 8 is 2, right? The cube root of 7 is smaller. Is it 1? Why not? Because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, which is smaller than 7. Okay, so I know it's between, right? And actually, I know it's not 2 and it's not 1, right? So I know it's between 1 and 2. Can I do any better? Yeah, so if I'm willing to settle for an approximation, what's the cube root of 7? Anybody know how to put that in their calculator?
Somebody said 1.5. Oh.
Okay, so let's see. We grab our TI whatever.
Could you just look at it in the form of like it's say like it's bigger than 2 or bigger than 1, but
Oh my
smaller
god,
than 2?
I have no idea how to use this thing, right? It has like lots of buttons. Let's see, so we might remember that if I take 7 and I raise it to the 1/3 power on the calculator, that I get the cube root. You guys probably don't remember that, right? Okay, so I'm getting out of the calculator, the cube root of 7 is 1.91 and some stuff. What I did in the calculator was I did 7 caret 1 slash 3.
Carrot?
Caret. This thing? Yeah, it's called a caret. This is how you put 7, the cube root of 7 in a calculator. We're going to talk about this some more later, right? But sometimes they're just not convenient. You guys cool with this? So this is the beginning of 10.1. We're going to do some more of 10.1 later.